Wagwan me people, quick thing before we kick off. The views where you hear upon the Father to Father podcast, them strictly for why, the hosts, guests, and contributors. Them now represent Catholic Notebook, Spirit Stream Studios, the Diocese, University, or any affiliated groups. You see me? And remember, this podcast is strictly for adult ears, so listen up with discretion.
Welcome to Father, where life and faith meet, a place for the soul, where wisdom speaks. Hope in the message, strength in the beat. Welcome to Father, where life and faith meet.
That was on, man. That was on.
What's cracking?
I don't know, man. It's one of those things where, like, the more we do this, the more I realize how much of our lives are not our own.
Yeah.
And how much everybody else takes from your cup. And then you sit down and you go like, dang, I had to schedule this 3 days ahead of time just so that we get it done.
Just
and
3 days?
And it might not have even happened.
Yeah, because something could come up. Like, someone just asked me today, because I'm getting ready to go on my vacation. I'm heading out the country. And they said, how long did it take for you to clear that in your schedule to make sure you could take a vacation? I said, about like 6 months. You know, like it was the summertime.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head out like January-ish, right?
That's because you're a first year priest.
Technically I'm not. I'm a first year.
But
and half.
you're a young priest trying to learn from the wisdom of the old priest. That's what it is. And you know what? It's fine. It took you 6 months to carve out time, but it takes everybody. Just open up the second browser.
You almost got us smooth. I was cooking up some in that silence act. You know it's better that I don't say that.
But you know what? It's true. It doesn't take 6 months for you to open up that second browser. All it takes is 60 seconds. Open up that second browser. Scroll down. Click. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. You gave us 5 stars. Leave a comment. Say you love us. You enjoy us. That's how it is, man. That's how it is.
Also, thank you to all our subscribers, all the people who download this podcast, all
Yes.
the people who continue to listen. It's still January. Hey, it's awesome.
Yeah, no, for real. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But you know what? You ready to get started, man?
Always.
All right.
Yo, Father Greg, Dr. G, what's good? I know it sounds clear, I know it's misunderstood. The story's wild, yes. I
Where's
would
some
have no
emails?
doubt, but just
Yeah.
me.
All right, so it's Hear Me Out. You already know what it is. 5 stars, you know among 1 star. You got confessions on Thursdays. And if your church is doing confessions on Thursdays, let us know. CatholicNotebook.org. That's Father the Father. That's CatholicNotebook.org. That.
F2F.
Just every time. Just every
I
time.
was like, I think you messed up the thing, but it's fine, whatever.
No. I'm saying it like like the radio people, like. You heard it 1,001 times, so your brain always fills it in. Yeah. But hear me out. I lied about being allergic. Hey, now. I'm Father Mark. Love my parish. Love my people. Been a priest for a good while. And if you know churches, you know dioceses are split clean in two. Seasoning churches and no seasoning churches.
Dang.
Salt is controversial. Pepper is, in quotation marks, a lot. Paprika might as well be witchcraft. I landed by God's providence in a no seasoning church. Bless their hearts. Potlucks are beige. Everything is boiled. Everything's creamy in the way the Lord never intended. So years ago, to spare feelings and my digestive peace, I had a allergy. Not dramatic, but just enough for people to be like, oh, Father can't eat anything. Easy. Merciful. Everybody moves on. But then came Sunday. I got invited to the neighbor parish. Good folk. But it's a seasoning church.
Oh.
I mean, garlic, onion rings, mashed potatoes that someone put their foot in. Collard greens. Ham hocks, smothered chicken. Garlic bread. And the crumbly top on top of an apple pie with good sweet tea. I had seconds, thirds, and I undid my belt. At one point, I might have closed my eyes. I don't know.
We've all been there.
We've
all been there.
And so, what I didn't know is one of my deacons were there from my parish.
Oh, you gonna snitch?
The no seasoning parish.
You gonna snitch?
He watches me eat my 10th plate. And says, "Father, I thought you were allergic." I panic and I said the first thing that sounded holy-ish that came to mind. I said, "Todd, I'm cured."
I've been healed. I've been touched divinely.
I told him I had gone to see a brother priest, prayer, healing. You wouldn't understand. It's a priest thing.
That's foul.
Deacon Todd looked at me and he smiled from ear to ear. He said, "That's good to hear, Father. That's good to hear." And he said, I understand plainly. By morning, half the parish had my number, texting me, putting me in group chats. Praise God. Father's been healed. He can eat at potlucks again.
Oh.
Someone scheduled a welcome back casserole.
Oh.
And apparently I'm a walking testimonial to the healing power of saints. And gastrointestinal miracles. I asked for me to be transferred.
Wow, dog. It's not that serious.
I asked for me to be transferred. But the bishop said I had to stick this one out because he can't move me yet. I'm needed in this parish. But hear me out. I lied about being allergic. Now the whole diocese thinks I've been healed. Do you want to recap?
Yeah.
Basically, TLDR, Father Mark had two. He says every diocese is split in half. You got seasoning parishes and you got non-seasoning parishes. The seasoning parishes, having a good time. Non-seasoning parishes, it is creamy in a way the Lord did not intend. That's a visual. That is a visual, and I know exactly what he ate too. Someone made chicken. They made like chicken cacciatore, but didn't do it right. And now it's creamy. It's just like, And he said, "Listen, I'm allergic. Like, I have tons of allergies. Can't do it." But then
usually that works.
Yeah, and he was fine for years.
Yes.
And then he got invited to a parish with seasoning, smothered chicken. He says somebody put their foot in the meal. And for a lot of our listeners that don't, because we hit a lot of different people. There's some people that don't understand different sayings, right?
Yes.
So in the South, one of the sayings that we say is like, "Oh, she put her foot in it," or "He put his foot in it," meaning that the meal was so good. It was so good,
right?
But like, if you say that up in the Midwest, people look at you like,
this legit happened to me like not too long ago. I said this into a group full of people because we're all in food. I said, "This food is delicious. Someone put their foot in it." And this little girl looked at me and said, she gasped, dog. She put her hand on her chest. She's like, that's terrible. Why would somebody do that? I don't want someone's foot in my food. Like, she was completely sincere. Like, no, it means that it's good. And I'm looking at a table full of other kids, and they're looking at me like, what is going on? Like, I got 3 heads.
Yeah.
The disrespect. Yeah. I can't, bro.
But in the South, the highest level of respect.
Yes.
Highest level of respect. You sit there and you eat more than one plate.
Yes.
That's one. The other one is you undo your belt. That's another big one. You put your foot in it. Tell her like, "Man, who cooked this?" They put their foot in it. Like that reaction, that genuine reaction. You take the first spoonful and you close your eyes and you contemplate life. You just that reaction. Also saying like, "I need to lay down." That was so good. I need to go sleep because the thing is, if you cook well, you don't. What are you gonna do after you had a good meal? You gonna sit down. If you have energy to run around, the meal wasn't that great.
It's true.
The meal wasn't that great.
It's true.
But that's Father was sitting there going whatever. But you know what? Here comes Deacon Todd. Hey, Father, I thought you were allergic. First of all, why are you talking in my business? Second of all, Mind your own business.
Eat your food.
your
and
food.
then eat what you cooked and tell me the same thing.
Why are you even at the season church? This ain't your church. Go back to the non-season church. Yo, and then Deacon didn't even. He said, "Listen, it's healing prayer. I went to a brother priest. You wouldn't understand. It's a priest thing. You wouldn't understand. It's like, okay, say less." And so yeah, that's what he's at. And now everybody's like, "Hey, we're doing a congratulations casserole.
Congratulations, you've been healed by the Holy Spirit.
You've been healed by the Holy Spirit casserole."
Goodness gracious.
So, what do you think? I'm giving him a 4 just because, like, he said it once and just let it rock. He wasn't playing it up. He wasn't doing whatever. Mm-hmm. And then he just had a human moment. He had a human moment where he just sat down and the Lord touched him. He's just like, "Oh, seasoned, you're back in my life." He had 10 plates. The fact that he had 10 plates is wild to me. Wild. He undid his belt. He's just like, "Oh, I need to lay down after this." And Todd messed the whole vibe up.
Yep. It's true.
It messed the whole vibe up. And he put in for the bishop, like, "Hey, can I transfer it?" The bishop like, "I can't transfer you right now. You really need to be there."
Goodness gracious.
So, what do you think? I'll give you runway.
Oh, man. Yo, I'm so happy we got a like. This is our first priest actually writing into this, and I'm so stoked. Good to see you. Yeah. Happy you're here.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and say, like, yo, listen. From like you said you've been a priest for many years, so you definitely outranked me in just years of service and stuff like that. But I'm gonna tell you this: when I first got out here, I had to understand that the courtesy that people give me of making me food cannot go unnoticed, because it's hard to break into a community. It just is, especially in the Midwest. And so there might be Southern hospitality. There might be people who are like overly welcoming some other places. Not to say that the Midwest is not, but they definitely have this almost non-spoken membrane. There is this little barrier that exists from small town to small town. But the way that we can get around it and the way we can get through that permeable membrane is food, really. It's the thing that brings it all together. So it's not always about how the food tastes, even though sometimes some stuff is going to taste gnarly. It's about the sentiment behind it, that I want to show you that I care. Out here, it happens a lot with sweets, with scotcheroos, with cookies, with pies, with cakes. The little old ladies out here in these Midwest parishes, they bake for real. And if they love their priests, even if they don't love their priests, they will show them their appreciation. And so all that is to say, sometimes the food is not hitting. Sometimes it's not hitting at all. Sometimes it's hitting the wrong way. It's assault. It's not good. Sometimes you're going to look at something and be like, "I don't want to touch that. But I'm going to take the small scoop that I get so everyone knows that I got some of your stuff and it's on my plate, just like the other person that got some of their stuff. It's on my plate, and I'm going to go around and I'm going to sip it like hard, cheap whiskey. And I'm going to just work on it for the rest of the night. And then by the end of the plate that's getting scratched clean, I throw the plate away and I go into my car and I go to sleep knowing, well done, good and faithful servant. I did something that was difficult. I did something that was hard. I did something that I didn't have to do, but I did it because I love them. It doesn't mean you don't love your people because they don't have seasoning, but it does mean that maybe the Lord in this situation is calling you to expand your heart and your stomach in a way that you didn't want to, but is needed.
Yeah. You see, there's certain times where I'm actually glad I have all the allergies that I have. Yeah. Because I no longer have to deal with like really weird food. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's cut out everything in my life. Like I can't even have a bologna and cheese sandwich, even if I want, like something super quick, super easy to do. I can't even have that. Yeah. Like I have to make my own bologna. How ridiculous! I got to make my own bologna, have gluten-free bread, and then fabricate cheese.
So you shouldn't have to fabricate food. You shouldn't have to fabricate anything that goes into your mouth.
Dog, I have to make a roux for cheese. And I got to use yeast. I have to use yeast, like, what is it, the enriched yeast or whatever? Like, I just sprinkle the yeast because it has a cheesy-like flavor. I don't know what cheese even tastes like anymore. That's how long it's been.
Yo.
I'm like, this kind of tastes like cheese, and I give it to Brittany, and Brittany's like, Are you out of your mind? I'm like, yo, it's what it is. I thought it tasted like cheese. I don't know. Gross. Disgusting. So what'd you giving him? I'm giving him a 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4 too. The only reason that you're a 4 and not a 5 is because you felt like the easiest way out of the situation was to tell like a white lie, and for the most time, you would have been right if it wasn't for receipts.
Facts. Facts. If it wasn't for seasoning that did you in after that 10, because you probably would have got away with it if you took like 2 plates to go.
Exactly.
And just ate it in your car or ate it at home, it would have been fine.
would've
But
been
if you
fine.
ate 10 plates and you were in a place, you were happy again. And you're just like, Todd. Let us know. Did we get it right? Did we get it wrong? CaptainNumber.org/father. That's CaptainNumber.org/F2F.
But
Hear me out.
I know it sounds clear, I know it's misunderstood. The story's wild, yes, out there, no doubt. But just lean in close, just hear me out. Hear me, hear me.
Back when I needed a man, all I got handed was traps. Said, boy, go be great, but gave me no pass, so I bled from the faith I ain't know I still had. Good advice don't come cheap. Real ones ran wisdom, don't tweet. Now I walk through the dark, trying not to repeat the same fake love that they handed to me. They come to me now like I know the route. Big bro, what's the play? Can you help me out? And I tried not to laugh, but I see myself back when I was broke, begging somebody else. Ain't no manual for this, just pressure and heat. You get burnt by the ones that you thought brought peace. Told my little man, don't believe what you see. Even angels fall hard when they
Ready
run
for some
in.
fatherly advice? Mm-hmm. All right, you know what it is, fatherly advice. You know, we'll go through as many as we can. They're grouped together by themes and everything like that. So, your eye twitching already. It's like, but, you know, send us in your thing. Go to CatholicNumber.org/father. It's CatholicNumber.org/F2F. And then you can type it in, send your questions in, and we'll answer it, and we'll get through as many. So, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, this one comes from Des Moines, Iowa. I just want some advice on family dinners.
Word? Just family dinners? You know,
I don't
like
know.
nothing about like cooking lasagna or making muffins or nothing like that.
No, she's not
Breadsticks?
family dinners for other people to get her kid up. This is just family dinners.
Oh, I don't want no garlic bread either. Okay.
No garlic bread. My brother hasn't come home in the last 3 years, and everybody pretends that it's because of work. It's not. He and my dad had a blowout when my brother came out.
Oh.
Yeah. And my dad said some things he's never apologized for, but repeatedly says, I stand by my statement wholesale.
Oh, no.
He did not come from me.
Oh, no.
Now my mother asked me to convince my brother to be the bigger person.
Huh? Sorry. I'm going to let you finish. Sorry.
She says forgiveness is a virtue. I say accountability matters. And my mom invited him to a dinner at the house. Him and his boyfriend. Am I wrong for refusing to play mediator when no one wants to admit that we're broken? So this is a lot.
This is a lot.
This is a lot. All right, so I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna say this for the old heads. Listen, life changes. People do things. Your kids do things that you may not agree with. My daughter is gonna turn 10 years old. Mm-hmm. She does things where I look at her and I go, "Ain't no way I did this. This has to be your mother, right?" And she does things where I look at it and I go, "That's me. That's 100% me." Mm-hmm. That's not your mother. Your mother would never do that. Right? And that's just internal. And I'm just being real in the sense of like, as a parent, you want your kids to be the reflection of everything you do positively. And when something happens that's a deviation from what you believe, or something that happens as a deviation from how you thought you raised your kid, you could have been blind to it the entire time, but you thought you were raising your kid in a certain way. And then they made a decision that was different from where you are. And now you're having to deal with it. you forget your purpose as a parent, which is to help guide your children. You forget that purpose, and you start to see your kid as a vehicle to vicariously live through. And if your kid does something that you wholeheartedly disagree with, now all of a sudden it's an indictment on you, the kid, and everything else. And that idea that you failed as a parent is enough to make you lash out at your kid to say, this is all your fault. I did everything I could to give you that perfect position, and now you're coming back to me with this? Whether or not that's true, whether or not you're willing to have that level of self-awareness to recognize that, hey, maybe I didn't do my best. Maybe it's just a decision my kid made. Now, notice, I'm not even talking about the sexuality. I'm just talking generally.
Mm-hmm.
When you get into sexuality, I don't care who you are. I was a counselor for 15 years. Had a private practice for like 5+ years, right? I don't do that no more, right? I just teach now. I will tell you this. When it comes to sexuality, the thing that people hate to realize, sexuality is a choice. Whether it's straight, gay, whatever, you're going to have to make a choice at the end of the day. And it's a choice that you reinforce with your environment. If I like women, I'm going to reinforce that. But if you notice, I like women could be anything.
Mm-hmm.
They could be a large swath of women. I like muscular women. I like thin women. I like small women. I like tall women. I like this. I like that. There's so many different variations you can have. But it's a choice. There's a series of choices that I make that make it reinforce. I'm not even getting into the morality of right or wrong. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, it's a choice. And you know what? As a parent, your kid is not going to always make the choice that you expect them to make. So why are you going to vilify your kid for making a choice that you disagree with? And if you truly believe in the tenets that you taught that kid, then at a certain point, you got to hold yourself to that standard. And realize your kid made a choice, you didn't.
Yeah.
So try to understand why he made the choice that he made, period. And if it's a Catholic thing, and I'm imagining this person's Catholic, because they wouldn't be writing into the show. Mm-hmm. But if you sit there going like, from a Catholic, like, okay, they made a choice against the church. But even the church says, don't throw them away.
Exactly.
Continue to be with them. You're their parent.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just supposed to be there to take care of you or do whatever you say. You're supposed to be there to help guide them.
Yeah.
So if they made a choice that's against the Catholic Church, you keep your standard.
That's true.
That's it. You're just keeping your standard. If they don't like coming around you because you're keeping a standard, that's a different issue.
That's completely different.
But the fact that you lashed out at him, said a whole bunch of stuff, and refused to apologize for the things that you said that you know should not have been said.
That's not Christian.
That is stubbornness that borderlines pride, in my opinion. Maybe it's not, but that level of stubbornness where you just said, I refuse to acknowledge that I'm wrong at all costs because I'm your parent and I can never be wrong. That is ridiculous to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I said my piece. Go ahead. You can go your own way.
I wholeheartedly agree. I'm already thinking about like, man, this kid, whoever he is, has spent 3 years away from his home.
Mm.
That's not easy. 3 years away, that's 3 Christmases. That's 3 Thanksgivings. That's birthdays, dog.
I will make a modification. It's not easy if they were close before.
Fair enough.
Because you and I both know there's a lot of people who like, I haven't seen X, Y, and Z in 3 years, and I'm so glad I cut that person out of my life.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. But this is your mom, your dad, your sister. I'm not saying that you guys had to be close, but still your family.
That's facts.
And let me be very clear about something, ladies and gentlemen. I do not believe in saying that because someone is someone's mother or someone's father that you could never, ever, ever do something like isolate them from your family, like from your actual life, your personal life.
Mm-hmm.
Because we get really, really bogged down with this idea that a mom can never be wrong, that a father can never be wrong, that your parents can never be wrong, that they always make the right decision for you, the person, the child, individually, and also for the family. And that's simply not true.
There's a commercial right now being played by Shields. And in the commercial, it says, "No one will ever love you like your mother." It doesn't say anything about dad or it says, "No one will ever love you like your mother. You only have one mother."
Can I push back on that?
Yeah.
As an individual that speaks to a wide range of people, probably thousands of people a year, I know what an individual who is a mother or a father can do to their child or to their family.
Mm-hmm.
And then also use that same exact excuse. So I'm your mother, I'm your father. So I did X, Y, and Z. I did this horrible thing because I wanted to. I did this horrible thing because it suited our family, the direction that I wanted to put our family to. I did this horrible thing because, honestly, I'm your mother. I didn't really care at the situation, but you can't be mad at me.
No.
I have met these people. I've heard these people's confessions. I've seen these people in these situations. I've had these late night calls. Not everybody has the vocation to be a mom or a dad, but anyone can be one,
Right.
biologically speaking.
Right.
So I do not believe, nor do I ever hold or tout, that a mom can never be wrong, or that no one can ever love you like your.
No one can ever.
No one.
No one can ever love you like your
If
mother.
you just pick apart that sentence, how crazy that is. No one will ever love you like your mom, the mom that deserted you. No one ever loved you like your dad, the dad that abused you.
Well, I mean,
What do you mean?
Even if you don't go that far, so your spouse that you marry will never love you more
like
than.
than your mom
no
or
one can
dad.
love you like your mother. No, it's not even dad. It's never dad.
Nope.
It's never dad.
Nope.
It's always no one can love you like your mother. Because the commercial starts off like, "Who are your heroes?" Answer, your mother. No one can ever love you like your mother. Mm-hmm. She's always been there for you. Like, this is what it says. And then it travels into like something about like Shield's health or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is such a horrible commercial. Because at the end of the day, you are basically saying that a mother can do no wrong. How are you? Because if she's the pinnacle, when I leave my house, no woman would ever compare. How insidious is that?
Also, that puts an undue amount of pressure on that mom, because if you're just out here trying your best and you make a mistake, well, no one else is supposed to love you better than me, and here I am. I just messed up and forgot my kid at daycare. Like I was late, like 45 minutes late to pick up my kid.
But no one loves you more because she's your mother.
It's a dangerous place to be. We just got to be careful about how we use this language, because we end up propping up a lie that isn't meant to be that way. And so all that is to say, bringing it back to the situation, this individual spent 3 years away from his home. Yeah. His dad, the person who he's supposed to model manhood from, just told him a bunch of unforgivable things.
Yeah.
And he's not going to apologize.
No.
In this kid's mind, my dad said that stuff, and he wasn't just mad. He said that, and he meant it. That was underneath the surface all these years. This is what this guy believes about me.
But even then, does he believe it? 100%. Honestly, 100%.
Yeah.
Did he say it the right way? No.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
But he said what he meant.
Because he's hurt. Like, to be fair, and I'm not excusing what the dad did.
Right.
Because what he did was 100% wrong. But in that moment, it's that vicarious living thing. Mm-hmm. You're my son, and now you're doing this? And this could be something where, in his mind, it's the caricature of what gay people are.
Yeah.
It could be the caricature, parades, chaps, the whole nine, that whole thing.
Right.
And he's thinking about that and not thinking like, yo, my son has a job. My son's been stable. My son's been working. He likes another man, but is that gonna disqualify him from being my son?
Exactly.
How did that even start? Let me ask him questions like, hey, talk to me. Like, when did this happen? Like, I just want to understand like where it came from, because like you and I were going to church together every single week. We went b-ball and did all this stuff together. Mm-hmm. And so I thought, you understand where we sit, but now all of a sudden you're doing this. Like, what happened? That wasn't the case. He's like, the future I had in my head is now gone.
Well, I can tell you this. Most likely, he spent his entire life in that household. He knows exactly what his dad is like. He probably was terrified when he was doing this, because the worst case scenario would have been this, and it was 10 times worse than it could have been.
Yeah.
This dude is devastated.
Yeah, and he stayed away. He's like, how
makes sense.
Why am I going to put myself in a position where I already know 1 out of the 3 hate me?
Mm-hmm. And then here comes the mom trying to put everything together, not like poo-pooing on her, but the fact that she is trying to defend her husband in this situation of saying, yo, He's not going to apologize. You need to go ahead and be
Have
the bigger
him
man.
Be
the bigger man.
Oh my gosh.
The bigger man is not the person who apologizes in the situation. The bigger man is the individual who has personal accountability.
Yeah.
And your husband chose not to.
I would say stay out of it. Honestly, that's my advice. Stay out of it.
I would say stay out of it, but also love your brother.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna need support.
Yeah.
He simply is. He didn't want for this to happen. He hoped that it didn't happen, and it went as horrible as it possibly could have went. So love your brother and be there for him.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, we're just gonna end on that. I know we just did one, but like that was a lot.
Whoever asks for advice and they laugh at you or worse, they give it with strings attached. I learned some people don't help to help, they help to hold you. So be careful who speaks over your soul, cause not every God told me came from God. Not every I got you means you're safe. Some just wanna wear your story like a chain. Good advice is a treasure map buried in pain. Real truth ain't loud, it don't chase fame. Now I write what I needed, tattooed in flame for the next lost soul walking out of that rain.
Okay. So Captain Nobo's Reach Team did their 1-2 thing. And, I like these questions. These are like the weird questions that people got. This time they asked them, hey, what's your questions about women in the Bible?
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. This is hey, yo, what's your questions about
I
women
know our
in the
fan
Bible?
base. This is going to be a lot.
Ready? Did Mary ever get tired of explaining the virgin birth? Like, yes, I did not have sex. Yes, the baby came out of me. No, it's not Joseph's. He's just a stepdad.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Like, legit, I don't know. I'm not even gonna play around with it because I know there's gonna be some woman, some lady somewhere in the country says, Father Greg, I get premonitions all the time.
Oh,
you mess with my premonitions. That's gonna be it.
But I gotta say though, the Bible does make it very clear that like once she got accepted into Joseph's house, she was Joseph's wife. And that's it.
Absolutely.
And so there's no
Absolutely.
like, oh, I have to explain the baby. No, everybody's just like, no, that makes sense. Yep, he's a man, you're a woman, you got pregnant. End of story. Ain't nobody questioning that because Joseph's like, this is my wife, and nobody's questioning him because he was an upstanding man of God.
Of course.
That's
He's known
all
as a
it is.
righteous man.
That's all it is. How did Elizabeth react when Mary showed up already present?
Already pregnant?
Yeah, be honest. Did I say present?
Yeah, you said present. I was like,
pregnant. Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, everybody
Someone
who
says
shows
be
up is
honest. The
present.
person just said be honest.
Well, I mean, to be honest, it says in scripture what she said.
But she was also pregnant.
Yeah, but the angel also said that. The angel already let her know.
Also, I don't think it's the most. I feel like you know, like angels are just like, oh, you're a human. You know what humans like? Being comforted by things. So let me tell you something that's somewhat comforting. Your cousin is pregnant with a child too, so it's not weird at all. Like, dog, that's not.
I mean, well, she's young enough to get pregnant. She was old. She was advanced in age. Elizabeth was advanced in age.
Well, that made it worse. It's like, yo, you mean to tell me you got her pregnant too? Like, what are you out here just getting everybody pregnant?
No, she didn't get it. Elizabeth didn't get pregnant by God. She got pregnant by her husband.
She got pregnant by her husband, but dog, it's one of those things where I look at the situation and I sit there and go like, damn. Because the husband had a real reaction. Because I would have had the same reaction. They got visited by the angels, right?
To be perfectly honest, you would not have the same reaction because you would not have been quiet about it. You were not going to divorce her quietly.
No,
you
no.
would.
I'm talking about Elizabeth, not Joseph. Listen, Joseph is a real one. Joseph's a real one because I would have had questions. I'm like, oh, word, it's God? DNA test. DNA test.
I was like, O positive? Like, what?
It's O negative. I don't know. Yo, so here's the thing. Elizabeth's husband, what was his name? Zacchaeus?
Yeah, Zachariah.
Because he was just like, hey, because they got visited and they were told, like, hey, she gonna get pregnant. And then he goes, she gonna what?
How?
How?
Sway?
I I'm so old. And then said, you know what? As a matter of fact, you're not allowed to speak until she gives birth. What? That's not even, I'm like, yo, that's not even, again, disproportionate responses to situations that it's a logical situation.
That's true.
That's a disproportionate response. You take away my ability to speak until the name, because he didn't want to name this child John. He wanted to name it after himself, which made sense, or a variation of his name.
That would have usually been.
And they're like, no. And he couldn't speak until the day they were naming the child. And they're like, what do you want to name the child? And he's just like struggling to say the things. And he's like, fine, John. Really?
Well, also, if you go back and you read that specific gospel about exactly how it happened, what it says that he had to write down. He couldn't say it yet. He had to write it down on what the tablet would be. And the tablet at the time would have been a slab of wood with wax over it. So he had to etch it in, which he had to wait a long time. So imagine this, to all the women who are listening to this right now. Imagine you get pregnant.
And your husband loses the ability to speak.
For 9 months.
For 9 months.
For 9 months. That you have to live a life where your husband is mute. And your husband has to live a life where he feels literally verbally and also sometimes physically helpless, because remember, he's a priest.
Oh, that's right.
How is he going to be able to do his position, his vocation as a priest, and he can't speak? He's got to wait. He's got to wait until his child gets there.
That's right.
And so in his waiting, literally in his waiting, imagine how excited he must be, because he knows that if this is an act of God, his ability to lose speech, his lacking ability to speak, is going to be over when this happens. And so in his moment, when he's so excited, like, it's going to be over, this is going to be it, he still has to etch this in. So he still has to take something sharp and then write down on this wax and etch it in so it's legible. And mind you, the midwives are being messy, because what ended up happening was, when the baby had come out, they had asked Elizabeth, what do you want to name this child? And they said, his name shall be John. And they're like, that doesn't make any sense.
They look at her like, are you sure?
Are you sure? Are you delirious? Do you just want some water? Like, what's going on? Because we know what your husband's name is. So how are we doing this? And they ask her again, like, no, his name is going to be John. And then they disregarded the heck out of Elizabeth, looked at Zachariah and said, what are we going to name your son?
And then he's sitting there going like, it's Zacchaeus. We're naming him Zacchaeus. John. All right, here you go. John. Damn it.
His name shall be John. And that's how it happened.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, when he wrote it in the wax, he can't undo it.
It's true.
And that's probably what it was. It's like, nah. You could say one thing and write down another thing. And now this is, you got to write it. So you committed.
Well, the whole story essentially is about waiting for God's coming. Like, it's the promise that has been given to humanity, and having to wait and be patient for it. And just goes to show you, if you don't wait well, things get worse.
Yeah. No, for sure. Also, I will continue to stand on this 10 toes down. Disproportionate responses to situation.
Oh, no, for sure.
Like, you took his ability to speak because he had, like, a credible question. Like, but my name is not John. Why would we name him that? Like, can you explain?
Joseph was going to serve Mary with a bill of divorce.
Nah. That's also disproportionate in the response, but in the complete opposite way. He got an angel going like, Joseph, chill out. It's your baby. He goes, say less. That's it. He got a visitation from an angel in a dream, and then he took Mary in. That's not the same thing as, hey, I got a question. My name ain't John. How am I going to explain? You're going to lose the ability to speak for 9 months. What?
I'm also really old. How am I supposed to get her pregnant? Yeah, we're going to have to punish you for that.
For what? I'm asking logical questions.
We're going to have to dock you 5 points.
But meanwhile, Abraham could be out here with like a side, and then he gets Ishmael, and then like Rachel's sitting there going, yeah, that makes sense. Because I'm too old. And then God's like, what are you doing? Do it again with her. He's like, all right. And that's what we get Isaac.
I mean, I don't make the rules, dog.
Disproportionate responses. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to say, hey, look, listen. Who am I? I'm just a human. But I also know disproportionate responses when I see him. I'm not questioning God. It is what it is. But still, it's a disproportionate response.
I don't know what to tell you.
Few more. Did Mary Magdalene ever think, no one's ever going to believe this?
I mean,
Honestly, I think so because she's a woman in that time period that they disregarded. Because as a woman, you couldn't even bear witness.
that's true.
You had to have two men to verify your witness, which was wild.
I mean, honestly, she probably did have that thought every now and again. But then again, who are you going to tell?
You ain't gonna tell nobody.
That's true.
What did the women at the tomb say to the apostles when they weren't believed? And it says right after, and it says no, and it says right after that. I guess he really did raise.
We are still in a time period where you can get yoked up. I think you should be careful. I think you should be careful, madam. That's dangerous.
But you gotta say, like, because the women were there early in the morning, and then they're like, "Hey, yo, Jesus is raised." That man, stop messing around. Jesus is dead. It's like he rose. I'm telling you. And they ran out, and the Rock's knees didn't work because John got them first. And then like, what's it called? They went in, they saw it. They had to feel smug at a certain point, dog. It's the only human reaction. You're just like, I guess he wasn't raised, right? I guess he didn't say he was going to raise in 3 days, right? No. I guess my eyes don't work like your eyes. That's why you had to go and verify, right? Like,
I mean, that's a possibility. That is a possibility.
It is, yeah.
I don't know if that would have happened that way. Nah, I feel like
they fear death too much.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Like, the glory of everything we've been told is actually happening.
Yeah, as well. Whew. Let's get out of here, man. That's good. I think we want to end on that.
Yeah.
The glory of God is good. Life is good. And you know what? Thank you so much for listening. For all of us here at Catholic Notebook Spiritual Studios, we love you. You're very special.
Go forth and bear good fruit.
We out!
Father to Father is a production of Spirit